go from Europe to Indonesia. We have the chance to get a view on the National Schulmuseen of Indonesia. Thank you, Ms. Palaić.
Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. So good morning. My presentation today is based on my own experience in Indonesia, in the city of Yogyakarta. I actually traveled to Indonesia in September 2012, so last year, and I stayed there for 1 month. While I was in Yogyakarta, I was working with a school museum there, which is called in their language Bahasa Indonesia, Muzeum Indonesia. There I have also attended the Festival of Museums, and I will tell you more about it later. Yes, I also have to tell you that the personnel from this museum, Museum Indonesia, were actually also invited to join us at the Symposium here in Ljubljana, but unfortunately they didn't make it. So for the beginning, I would like to make a brief context about the country and the city where I was working. So Indonesia is a country in Southeast Asia. It is an archipelago comprising approximately 17,508 islands. It is the world's fourth most populous country, with over 238 million people. Most of them are Muslims, around 87% of population. For us, I think in the terms of education, museology, cultural politics, it's very interesting that there are around 300 distinct native ethnic groups and more than 700 different languages and dialects. The main island is Java, you can see it, and the capital city is Jakarta, and I was working here in Yogyakarta. So, yes, I have some photos of the capital city, Jakarta, and also some of Yogyakarta. So, I have worked with this Museum Pendidikan Indonesia in Yogyakarta, which is considered a cultural, educational, historical center, of course, of the main island of Java. The nickname of Yogyakarta is just shortly Jogja, and also because it offers so many attractions, it can be also called never-ending Asia. It's possible to explore, for example, traditional crafts, such are like this, and also batik textile, for example. There is also possible to explore traditional and modern art, such as, for example, puppet shows and many performances. Of course, there are a lot of festivals which co-create this cultural life in Yogyakarta, and one of these festivals is also Festival of Museum, and I will talk about this festival later. At first, I would like to present to you School Museum in Yogyakarta, so Museum Pendidikan Indonesia. This museum is the first national school museum in Indonesia, and it was established on 8th of July 2008, so it's a very young museum. And it was established by the Yogyakarta State University, which in greater part also finances the museum. MPI, so Museum Pendidikan Indonesia, is the member of Barahmus. Barahmus is Yogyakarta Association of Museums, which was established in 1971, and it connects, links together 32 museums of Yogyakarta. What was very interesting for me, there are many local museums in Yogyakarta and also in the entire Indonesia, which present chosen part of the history. For example, they present some special institutions like such as one school or university. They can present also the development of education in some local environment, or also they can present, for example, some people, some teachers who are important for the development of the education. But this museum Museum Pendidikan Indonesia has actually greater goals, greater aims. My interlocutor, Mr. Asnan Arifin, who works there, he is coordinator for education and information. He said to me that they want to present the history of education for the entire country. So they are not just locally, they don't want just to present local history or local persons, but they want to present history of education for the entire country. This is of course very difficult because there are, as I said, more than 300 ethnic groups. Yes. Here we can see the main exhibition in Museum Pendidikan in Indonesia. They actually try to present a basic picture of the history of education from the 1949. In this year they got independence from Netherlands. Yeah. And here in the first room we can see photos of all the ministers of the education from 1949 on. We can also see old classroom with this school equipment. Do you know what is this? Can you? No. Yes, school. Yeah, school bell actually. Yeah.
School bell.
Yeah. In the second room, it is possible to see photos of important people in the national history of education, and also some photos like these two in the behind these two ladies. Some photos are presenting different school conditions. For example, how pupils were dressed, in what kind of environment they were in. And these two women, just to tell you, were teachers who wanted me to take a photo of them. And it was like one group of teachers visiting this museum when I was there. It is also possible to see some school documents and also school books. And there is also the third exhibition room, which is the most thematically unified. There it is possible to explore different technical equipment used in schools, for example, these globus and also some other, but I don't have more photos. Yeah, at the reception, it is the most popular exhibit. And this is the bicycle. Bicycle is the symbol of teachers in Indonesia. This was their main transport from their homes to the school. So what is clear, I think, more researchers and also additional materials are needed to accomplish their mission to become the museum which presents the educational histories of all the Indonesia. Also, I have to mention that there is a lack of personnel in this museum. They have, I think, just 4 or 5 people employed, but they have a lot of volunteers, so big team of volunteers, which help them a lot, and without them, I think they won't be able to do all this job. Here you can see we were preparing some materials for the Festival of Museums. I can tell you also about the future plans of Museum Pendidikan Indonesia. They want to make more researches, and also they're planning to prepare some new exhibitions. And they would like to establish also a library and preservation room. And they're planning to prepare also these lessons from the past. And also they would like to prepare some workshops. But this is very special because they don't want just that visitors in these workshops just get the information, but they want that they also produce this new knowledge. So, for example, if students which study communication or journalism or something like that, they want them to prepare some project. For example, how to connect with the audience, how to connect with visitors. So Festival of Museums. As a guest of the Museum Pendidikan Indonesia, I attended the Festival of Museums, which was held from 23rd to 28th of September, so for 5 days. The theme of the festival was Museum Goes to Istana, which means palace. The name was chosen because the central happening took place in the Sultan's Palace in Yogyakarta. Actually, 28 museums from Yogyakarta and 5 museums from the capital city, Jakarta, started with the Carnival of Museums. I think this was the most interesting part of this festival. And they started, also we started with this festival at the main street of the city. It is called Malioboro Street, which was closed for the traffic when these events were happening. And here we are waiting for the festival to start. And what is very special here is that every member of the group had actually his or her own role. For example, most of the volunteers were teachers dressed in their traditional clothes. This man in the middle, this one, he is Mr. Aslan Arifin. He is organizer in this museum. He presented one prominent historical figure, Ahmad Dalan, who was very important for the field of education because due to his strong efforts, religious teaching was given in public schools and general knowledge was given in religious schools. There were also 3 women figures very important for the development of the education. One is Princess Kartini. This is actually the second girl from your right side. She was, this Princess Kartini, she was fighting for the independence and for the position of Javanese women. She also established Javanese girls' school, and in 1964 she was declared a national heroine. The other prominent women figure is Raden Devi Sartkar. She also implemented first women's school and was also declared a national heroine. And she is the second girl, the first girl actually from your left-hand side. Me, myself, I was also one. Yeah. I presented Rosa Abentanon, female friend of Princess Kartini, who influenced Kartini with her philosophy about women's rights. So I will show you some photos of this festival. These are also one group of, I think, dancers who were waiting for the festival to start. We are moving through this Malioboro Street. 3 teachers. This is also one museum. It is the geographic something, has to do something with geography. Yeah, what is very interesting for me, there are, in Yogyakarta there are actually 42 museums, but people are not very fond of them, they don't usually visit them, and they want to, with this festival, they want museums to go to the people. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? They offer museums to the people. And actually we can understand this carnival of museums as an intervention of museums in public space. This is, in my opinion, very important. So popularization of museums is the main aim of this festival, and in fact it really attracted many visitors who can see these museums and also get new information. So because I don't have much more time, I think I will go through the PowerPoint and you will see what kind of stalls these museums have in the Sultan's Palace. This was our stall, Museum of Pendidikan, Indonesia. This is Museum of Volcano Merapi with this excellent model of volcano which was erupting from time to time. I will just go through Museum of Palaić. And do you know what is this? Two articles from local newspapers.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was about our festival. Thank you very much.